What's going on? Hey, I love that music just doesn't really fade. It just kind of stops. It's one of those little things, that I'm just not going to fix right now. Welcome back to Jon Does. This is episode 15. I've done 15 of these episodes. That's insane. Hey, what's up, Ryan? Nice shirt. Thank you. That reminds me, since we're starting off the episode, Ryan, you set me up, my guy. Right up there, wilddinosaur.com. This is where I get all my clothes from. I have Speedos. I'm just kidding. I don't have Speedos. This is the best way to support this channel is wilddinosaur.com. I have links to all my art stuff on there, music videos, music, stuff like that. But you can also get my designs that I've made, my photoshops and my hand-drawn stuff on t-shirts, sweatshirts, stickers, socks, tote bags. Where's my bag? Here it is. You get it again. You get it every episode. This is one of my tote bags that I've made. I borrowed this from Linda from sales. It's great. It's got these nice red handles, as I like to point out. It's cool. I like the color schemes you can get with the handles. There's like red. I'm gonna move that. Sorry. There's a red, yellow, and black, I believe, for the handles. But they're nice canvas bags. So check out wilddinosaur.com. It's the best way to support the channel. Excuse me. That was not expected. Excuse me one second. Nice and cold. Just the way I like my water. Just like my heart, cold and black. I'm just kidding. Man, today there's not that much news going on. Partly because we are getting into Comic-Con. This is Comic-Con week. San Diego Comic-Con starts. They're probably setting up today. Starts tomorrow, or the first panels are tomorrow, or the whole kickoff is tomorrow. Friday is a big day, and Saturday is probably the biggest day. So there's going to be news throughout the rest of the week because of it. I'm probably going to do an extra show on Saturday because of all the big stuff going on. It'll probably be the same time as always. Well, maybe a little later because the Marvel panel starts at 5. So I might go at like 6 or 7. I might go live at like 6 or 7 just to give myself some time and all of us some time to absorb what's coming out. There's going to be trailers. There's going to be stuff to talk about. There's going to be a lot of stuff to talk about. There's rumors. There's going to be casting news for the Fantastic Four. There's probably going to be some... we'll probably get our first Black Panther 2 trailer. What else? I don't know. We'll probably get some footage from some of the series coming out. I mean, the next Marvel series we get is next month, and that's She-Hulk. So we'll probably get some clips of that and whatnot. But yeah, I wasn't really prepared to talk about a lot of stuff, but there was one thing that dropped today that I wasn't expecting because there's going to be a panel for it. So I expected to see this next week or on sorry, what day was that? Yeah, Saturday. It's the Game of Thrones, House of the Dragon panel. But that's what happened is we got let me move my face. We got a bunch of stuff from House of the Dragon released today. We got a full-on trailer that gives us some story. It was a 2.5 minute trailer, I think. And it looks really good. It looks like it has the budget that, season 8 of Game of Thrones had. So that's coming out. This show starts the end of August as well. There's quite a bit of things I'm excited for coming out in August. Well, there's She-Hulk, there's House of the Dragon, there's the Lord of the Rings Amazon Prime series. All of that's coming out next month. I just looked at the date up at the top of my computer right now. I didn't even realize we're basically at the end of July. It's the 20th. I mean, it's not like I don't pay attention to dates, but I kind of don't. Just realizing how close we are to August, and all of this stuff coming out. But yeah, so there's a lot coming out the rest of the week, and I was surprised to see this trailer come out today. It was a really good trailer. You get a lot. It's funny to think about doing a trailer for something like a Game of Thrones or the world of Westeros, the whole George R.R. Martin world, because I remember watching trailers for season 5, season 6, 7, 8, and whatever, and they all looked good, but it is hard, I think, to really get a good idea of an overall story with Game of Thrones, because it's so big. There's so many characters, and it's been a minute since I've revisited some of my Westeros lore, which I'll probably be doing here shortly, to catch up with House of the Dragon. I do know about what's called the Dance of the Dragon, which is the Targaryen Civil War, which is what this show is based on. I'm familiar with some of the characters that we see in the trailers. But it's gonna be sorry, it was hard to tell who everyone was in the trailer. There's, like Game of Thrones, there's just a lot of characters. And if you thought there was a lot of characters in the show, the books have like twice as many. And so, yeah, it was hard to get an idea on who's who, really. I mean, you could watch... you can look at this. Let me get rid of another graphic. Here's my cast. Here's the cast list, or character posters that were released. Let's see. I have something open over here. This is an article from Rotten Tomatoes that was put out, and it's titled "Everything We Know About the Game of Thrones Prequel Series: House of the Dragon." So there is a list of characters. Where is this? Down here. Yeah, here we go. Paddy Considine as King Viserys Targaryen. I'll just go through these character descriptions real quick so you guys get an idea of who they are. And it's kind of for me too. I kind of want to keep track of things. So Viserys was chosen by the Lords of Westeros to succeed the old king, Jaehaerys Targaryen, at the Grand Council at Harrenhal. A warm, kind, and decent man, Viserys only wishes to carry forward his grandfather's legacy. But as we've learned from Game of Thrones, good men do not necessarily make for great kings. Then we have Olivia Cook as Alicent Hightower. She's the daughter of Otto Hightower, the Hand of the King, and most comely woman in the Seven Kingdoms. She was raised in the Red Keep, close to the king and his innermost circle. She possesses both a courtly grace and a keen political acumen. Let's see. Emma Darcy as Princess Rhaenyra Targaryen, the king's firstborn child. She is of pure Valyrian blood, and she is a dragon rider. Many would say that Rhaenyra was born with everything, but she was not born a man, which is a big part of the Targaryen civil war. There was a king who, yeah, we'll probably get into more of this. So there are some known actors in this series as well, and I mean, Paddy Considine I'd seen in some stuff before, but now we're getting into Prince Daemon Targaryen, who's going to be played by Matt Smith, former Doctor Who. He's the younger brother of King Viserys and the heir to the throne. Daemon is a peerless warrior and dragon rider who possesses the true blood of the dragon, but it is said that whenever a Targaryen is born, the gods toss a coin in the air. Otto Hightower, the Hand of the King, he'll be played by Rhys Ifans, the Lizard from... He's been in a bunch of stuff, but the Lizard is probably a lot of people know now from the Spider-Man, the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man movies. He's loyal and faithful, serves both his king and his realm. As the Hand sees it, the greatest threat to the realm is the king's brother Daemon and his position as the heir to the throne. Well, this is kind of explaining the storyline while doing, explaining the characters as well. So Eve Best as Princess Rhaenyra Valyrian, a dragon rider and wife of Lord Corlys Velaryon, the queen who never was, who was passed over as heir to the throne at the Great Council because the realm favored her cousin Viserys simply for being male. Sonoya Mizuno as Missaria. She came to Westeros with nothing, sold more times than she can recall, and could have wilted, but instead she rose to become the most trusted and most unlikely ally of Prince Daemon Targaryen, the heir to the throne. Steve Toussaint as Lord Corlys Velaryon, aka the Sea Snake, the Lord of House Velaryon of Valyr. There's slight differences in spelling for stuff. So, the Lord of House Velaryon, a Valyrian bloodline as old as House Targaryen. The Sea Snake is the most famed nautical adventurer in history of Westeros. He built his house into a powerful seat that is even richer than the Lannisters, and that claims the largest navy in the world. Let's see. Fabian Frankel as Sir Criston Cole of Dornish descent. Sir Criston is the common-born son of the steward to the Lord of Blackhaven. He has no claim to the land or titles. All he has to his name is honor and his perpetual skill with the sword. Millie Alcock as young Princess Rhaenyra Targaryen. She's the king's firstborn child of pure Valyrian blood, and she's a dragon rider. Many would say that Rhaenyra was born with everything, but she was not born a man. Emily Carey will play young Alicent Hightower, the daughter of Otto Hightower. This is just a second casting. The most common one in this is the Red Keep. Okay, we already read that one. Ryan Core is Sir Haywyn Breakbone Strong. Harwin is said to be the strongest man in the Seven Kingdoms. Sir Harwin is the eldest son to Maester of Laws Lionel Strong and heir to Harrenhal. Jefferson Hall as twins Lord Jason Lannister and Tywin Lannister. Jason is the Lord of Casterly Rock. Tywin Lannister is a crafty but calculating politician. David Horvitz as Grandmaster Melos. He's the voice of reason and trusted advisor to King Viserys. Graham McTavish as Sir Harold Westerling. Sir Harold has served the King's Guard since the days of King Jaehaerys. He is a paragon of chivalry and honor. Matthew Needham as Larry Strong, the younger son of Master of Laws, Lionel Strong, he's brought to court by his father. Bill Patterson plays Lord Layman Beesbury. I don't know that character. The Lord of Honeyholt and the Master of Coin on King Viserys' small council. Gavin Smokes is Lord Lionel Strong. He's the Master of Laws to King Viserys and Lord of Harrenhal. That's all we have here from this article, but there's some interesting stuff going on. It's basically a civil war between the Targaryen family to see who's gonna rule, and I'm really excited about this. I don't like hating on season 8 of Game of Thrones, but it left me wanting a little bit, and I think that this show is gonna. I mean, the trailer already looks great. They look like they've put in the budget from season 8 already into this season. I didn't catch how many episodes there's gonna be, but yeah, there's nothing here about that. But it looks like it could be really good. It also looks like it could be a competition for the Lord of the Rings Amazon Prime series. They're definitely gonna have different tones for sure. Game of Thrones has more of that adult feel. You'll see some nudity for sure, and some blood and guts, gruesome deaths. I don't I don't know how many episodes, like I said, but I do know that I think the showrunner is going to be Miguel Sapochnik, who did a lot of the previous Game of Thrones series. He did a lot of the really good there's a lot of directors that had a chance to direct in Game of Thrones. Let me see if I can oops. Yeah, there we go. Let me see if I can pull up a list of his Game of Thrones episodes, because he's done a lot. Well, oh, here we go. House of the Dragon, let's see. He's done 3 episodes out of 10. There's 10 in the first season. And yeah, he's listed as a director on 3 of those. Let's see. Game of Thrones. Where's Game of Thrones on his? Oh, there it is. He did the episode The Bells. He did the Long Night episode. He did the Winds of Winter episode. The Battle of the Bastards episode. That's an amazing episode. Maybe some of the best television of all time, in my opinion. That episode. He did Hard Home and The Gift. So, yeah, he's done a handful of stuff. Oh, he worked on. Here's just a couple other things he worked on. Altered Carbon. He did an episode of Iron Fist, which not a lot of people enjoyed. Master of Sex, True Detective, Under the Dome, Banshee, House. He did a couple episodes of House. So I do think that they're in the right hands, and I think HBO probably learned some lessons from the ending of season 8. So I hope I hope it's good, and let me know what you guys think. Did you guys watch the trailer at all today? That came out. It was a really good trailer, and it looks like we're getting new locations too. I mean, where is it? Man, I'm losing it. It's been a while. Is it where the Targaryens were originally from? That looks like it looks like it's taking place there. I think we actually get a little bit of that in one episode of Game of Thrones, where Tyrion's floating around and there's the stone men are coming to attack them. Old Valyria, I think it's called. I don't remember. But that it wasn't in the original show because it had been destroyed at that point in history, or there was like a massive volcano. It was like a Pompeii scenario, something along those lines. Um, so, yeah, new locations, new characters and actors. I mean, this takes place a couple hundred years, or I forget what the show says about exactly how long it's gonna take. Let's see. Yeah, nothing right off the top here of how long before Game of Thrones this takes place. A couple hundred years, I think. Yeah, so I was surprised to see this today. Because I thought we were, I figured they would release this on Saturday at the Comic-Con panel, but maybe they'd just do a Q&A panel. Excuse me. Oh. I didn't drink any caffeine today. Need some more water. Forgive me. This is I'm a mess today. Not really. It's just been a long day. Started out at the dentist today. It's always fun. So yeah, House of the Dragon trailer was out today. Didn't expect that. Figured, Comic-Con on Saturday, we would get that trailer. But, they will probably do a Q&A. I'm thinking, I'm going to say this about a lot of things throughout the week, but there's a possibility that people in Hall H at in San Diego at Comic-Con, the room where they do the big panels. I guess I don't know if the Game of Thrones stuff's gonna be in Hall H. I just don't know. Anyways, I think there's gonna be a lot of maybe episode 1 or 2 being dropped from various shows for the people specifically at Comic-Con. Just because they'll release trailers. Sometimes they don't at some of these cons. Sometimes they don't release trailers right away. They're just for the people in attendance. But we're kind of past that with some stuff. I mean, Wakanda Forever, Black Panther 2, they will probably drop that trailer. It's not just going to be a first glance thing. It very well could be, but it comes out in November. We've not seen anything from it, only like a couple of pieces of promo art, and just rumors. And so we'll probably get some of that. And maybe they'll show a little bit of House of the Dragon at Comic-Con. Well, there's one other thing I want to talk about before our commercial break, and that is there's something coming out next week on Disney Plus that I'm excited for, like low-key excited for. It's not a huge Marvel, it has to do with Star Wars, but it's not like a Star Wars property. But we're getting Light&Magic. It is a 6-episode documentary on the history of industrial light and magic, who do special effects for films. You would most know them from Star Wars. I mean, they were created because of Star Wars. George Lucas there was no such thing as an effects department when George Lucas made the first Star Wars movie, and so he built one, and it became ILM, Industrial Light and Magic. And there's a lot of stuff that I'm interested to find out, just about the history of it, how some stuff works, and the people behind it, because there's a lot of really talented people that that have been a part of this company. And I think, if I remember correctly, I think one of the co-developers on Photoshop, the app Photoshop, worked for ILM in the very early days. I know there's Adobe crossover with some of the people at ILM and Lucasfilm. So yeah, this comes out on the 27th, next week from today, 7 days from now. And it looks interesting. I'm interested in how things behind the scenes stuff works. I'm not necessarily the type of person that likes to like get into too much detail about. I'm not a trivial person, I guess, when it comes to behind the scenes stuff, or either music or movies and stuff like that. You guys will find out I do have some trivial knowledge for sure, but I prefer information about how something is made or how something works more so than hearsay about stuff. I'm not saying anything is going to be hearsay or like made up from this documentary, but like I don't care about dates. I care about what happened, the outcome of whatever scenario. And there's a lot of interesting things in Hollywood, and there's a lot of people that we that have been a part of not just the media that we consume, but the process in making new media. So that'll be interesting to see how that all came together, and the information that we talk about. I'm going to go to a commercial break. It's about 5:30. My last segment, I'm really hoping I can get some discussion going with some people in the chat. Don't know how many people are watching currently, but there's some video game stuff I want to talk about after the commercial break, and my thoughts on it as a old man who plays video games. We will talk about that in just a few minutes. Sometimes I wrestle with my demons. Sometimes we just snuggle.
I'm Richard from Richard's Pet Wedding Facilities, and I give these stickers away at every pet wedding. The kids love them too. This bag from, what's his name? Wild Dinosaur? Weren't they all wild? What an oxymoron. Anyways, I like to put my special things in this bag. Plus, I'm pretty sure this is my spirit animal.
Life gave me lemons, so I sold them for this sweet baseball tee. wilddinosaur.com, baby. Check it out. That is the best way to support this channel if you care at all, or do you like my art. One of those two things, or both. Really helpful. I'm trying to make art and entertainment my career, so yeah, that's the best way to help. All right. I hope I can I hope I can open some good discussion about some video games here. Quick little backstory, and I've said this a couple of times before. I started playing video games more in the last couple of years than I have. I've never been a gamer, but I do spend, some time playing video games as an adult, and it's definitely not my whole world or anything like that. I have some stuff with that. I have a PlayStation 5 and I have a Nintendo Switch. And for the longest time, I just had the Nintendo. That was my Nintendo's my system, I guess. I've always had, throughout my life. I remember my brother and my dad coming home one night when I was very, very, very young, and they had the original Nintendo they had gotten from the store. We played Duck Hunt. We had the little gun, and we played the track game. Put the little trackpad down. You looked like Twister kind of, and you got to run and jump hurdles and stuff like that. And then I had Super Nintendo growing up. And then 64 when that came out. And then I didn't get these. The first Nintendo might have been the first new system I've had until this PlayStation 5. I didn't buy a Nintendo Switch till 4 years after it had come out. It came out in 17 or 16? 2016 or 17. And I got one 2020. So it'd been a couple of years that had been out already. I don't think there's a lot of great. Let me rephrase this. There's not a ton of games for Nintendo compared to PlayStation and Xbox and things like that. Particularly A+ titles. I walk into Target or any store that has video games, Best Buy, Walmart, anything like that, and the Nintendo AAA titles, they haven't changed in 3 years. It's Mario Kart, Breath of the Wild, Mario Odyssey, and a couple others that haven't really changed in the last couple years. I'm not saying there's no good games for Switch. There's just not as many as other systems. But I started noticing that they were re-releasing certain games from other systems that could be converted to be played on the Nintendo Switch. And one of those things that I purchased was they had come out with an Assassin's Creed double pack, and it was Black Flag, Assassin's Creed Black Flag. It's the fourth game, and then the fifth game, which is Assassin's Creed Rogue. So one day I decided I was going to start playing Black Flag because it just looked cool. And I had also heard a couple of YouTubers talking about their favorite Assassin's Creed games, and Black Flag was always at the top of everyone's list. So I decided to check it out. And I instantly loved it. There's a couple of things, the criticisms I have about the game are, I think they're the same as everyone else. All of the modern day stuff, I guess, when you're working for the company, which honestly there's not a lot of, but it all sucks. It's just I remember my first playthrough, I was having trouble with, you had to do these weird security codes to get into things, and I was having a hard time doing some of them for some reason, and ended up getting through it, but I just hated. I always dreaded finishing parts of the storyline because there was always a chance you might get sucked back into the modern day. I didn't know how the flow of the story, so I was always afraid I might get sucked back into the modern day stuff, and I hated it. I didn't like it at all. And the other thing that I think I don't like as much, and it's not that it's a bad part of the game, element of the game. It's just not something that I enjoy. Is the like sneaking around stuff. There's a part that I remember. You're floating through some swampy areas. You have to get out. You have to like sneak around. You have to follow people, and then it's a whole mess. And I stressed myself out. But everything else the game does really well. I think something that's not common as far as I know in most of the other Assassin's Creed games, except for some of the new ones. I have Valhalla. I purchased Valhalla, Assassin's Creed Valhalla for my PlayStation 5 just to check it out. I haven't played that yet, so I'm not sure. If anybody has, let me know what you think about it, because I am curious. I know the Assassin's Creed property can be hit and miss, and I think a lot of people still fall back on Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag, and I don't know what number Valhalla is, but I know there's been a ton of games, and then like in between games and some other stuff that I don't know. So one of the things that they did really well in Black Flag was you're a pirate in this, and it takes place during the golden age of piracy, and you travel around to Nassau and the Bahamas and stuff like that. I think the farthest north you get is like southern Florida, something like that. And they added a gameplay element that was really, really good. They had the you get on a boat, so you captain a boat, you got a crew, you attack other ships, and you add them to your fleet, and you can go on some other kind of I don't know the term for them, but they're mini games where you kind of just set things and then go, and it gives you a time limit of like, oh, this will be done in like 4 hours or like 20 hours or whatever, they depending on the difficulty of it. So it's just like you set things and then go and then play the game and then come back, and then they're all done, and you've either lost ships or you've traded, and you've earned money and stuff, which is really fun too. It's just like little sub games between the rest of the game. Then you just, once you on your ship, clock milking, is that what that's called? I don't know these terms. If that's a real term, that's a funny term. But that's even though there's like, you don't do much in that part, it's still like, I always, when I play it, it's one of the first things I do is go onto my ship, make sure I've got ships out on missions to do stuff for me, for my fleet, and then go run around. And I mean, the gameplay mechanics for Assassin's Creed, I haven't played very many of the other ones. Actually, really haven't played any of the other ones. I started a little bit. Phone's ringing. The phone's ringing. Oh man. Jeez. Fun times. Hold on. I'm sorry about this. Charlie. Sorry I had to do that. He just needs to know that he doesn't need to be screaming in the house. That's not necessary. Well, you know what? He can answer the damn phone. He clearly can talk loud enough. So what did you, sorry, you said something before that. Clock milking, Sublime's a prolonged experience. I don't know what the industry heads call it. Yeah, I don't know either. And I've played other games like that where that's just the game. I think like years ago there was a Game of Thrones game on Facebook or something like that. It might have been one of those like Telltale games or something. I can't remember. But that was the whole thing. You just do things and then like that's it. You don't have other functions to the game. So I kind of didn't like that, but the way that it's incorporated into Black Flag was really good. You know, it's just like an extra thing to do while you're playing the rest of the game. And it adds more than it distracts. So it's really good. But part of the gameplay, sorry, it's a long-winded way to get to what I'm trying to talk about. But the pirate element of this game was fantastic. And I know people have talked about like, well, we should just, I wish there was a full-on pirate game that wasn't like an Assassin's Creed game or whatever. It's just a pirate game where you know, cruise around and do some of these same things, and just be a pirate. So there's this game coming out, Skull and Bones. I heard about it a little bit ago. It's also an Ubisoft game. And I think this was in response to people talking about Black Flag particularly. So I watched some gameplay that came out, was it last week or the week before? Don't know when the video was released. And you know what? This looks really good. It looks really fun. And then they announced something that really deterred me from wanting to play it, honestly. I'll back up again just a little tiny bit. I won't go into a whole Black Flag story. But when I bought the PS5, there's a handful of games I'd seen and I kind of wanted to play. One of those games, being a Star Wars fan, was Battlefront 2, the remade, the one from, I know I'm kind of confused. There's Battlefront 2, and that came out in like 2006 or something like that. I don't remember when it came out, but then they did a Battlefront 2, a different one, and it came out 2018, I think. So they have it for PlayStation, and I decided I was going to pick it up because I wanted to play it. And I don't know what I was really expecting from one of these shooter games. I guess, for first person combat games. Didn't really know what to expect. The game was fun. However, there's a huge element that really, really disappoints me, and that's online play. The game is almost not it's mostly online. The bulk of the game is online. There's like the small story. I played the storyline. It takes like 4 hours to beat. But you have all these characters that you can use, and you can level them up, and you can get new weapons and uniforms and things like that for them. But they want you to do it all online. And that was just kind of disappointing because I like to play video games for my own decompression. I play video games not because I'm addicted to them or anything like that. I play video games because I'm stressed out from other things and need to take my mind off whatever's going on. Maybe I've stressing myself out about not being good enough musician or director or artist in general, and I kind of will stress myself into not doing anything. So I'll take a couple days maybe and play some video games. And I don't like doing online stuff very much. I've played a handful of games online, mostly with friends. I played some Mario Kart online. There was these games, the Trine series, these like little fantasy side scrollers that are just puzzle games that are really fun. I played those with my buddy Brandon online, but I don't do online gaming very much. And unfortunately, Battlefront was one of these games where, like, to me, there was a lot that wasn't accessible. Being an individual who wanted to play video games, you were kind of forced into co-op or online stuff. And I just don't really like that so much. So when Skull and Bones put out their gameplay stuff, they also said that there is not any story mode to this. The game looks really good, and you can cruise around, you can you blow up other ships and hunt and stuff like that. And there's some of those mechanics that just don't work very well. I guess when you hunt, it's an off-screen thing, so you like hit. I don't know how it's gonna work, but like in Black Flag, you would run around and you needed to upgrade your ammo pouch or something like that. So you'd have to go skin some animals, go hunt some animals, and there's a cutscene when you kill an animal of you like skinning it basically. And you had to upgrade your outfits and stuff like that way. But this is gonna be like totally off screen, I guess. Yeah, and the biggest disappointing thing for me is there's no story mode. I don't have people that I want to play this with online. I just want to jump in a ship and I want to go either blow up other ships or go port to port, if you know what I mean. I just don't. The game looks so good that I want to play it, but there's literally nothing in the like gameplay that makes me want to play it. I don't want to do this by myself because you don't get anywhere by yourself. They say you can do this. You can play by yourself, but it's more fun with other people, which basically is like industry speak for like, yeah, you're going to do this online. All of our content's going to be, under paywalls, and you're going to have to do these things with friends. I mean, my guess is if they do any sort of story mode, you're going to have to have purchased the game. And then you're probably going to have to pay for a DLC. It'll probably be like a $40 DLC or something like that. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how they really go with this. 'Cause I really want to play games like this. I'd love to just cruise around as a pirate, on my PS5. And I'm not going to go rebuy Black Flag for PlayStation. I already have it for Switch. I'm not going to waste my money on the same game for just a separate console, but I will restart Black Flag rather than play this game. I understand everything is going online and digital, but like I shouldn't be forced to play a game with other people that I don't want to. I want story mode. I want to do these things on my own. And yes, I don't have any friends. I'm just kidding. I do have friends. Some of you are in the chat. Ryan, you are my friend. But also, like, this game looks like it could be really fun. A really fun adventure game. But they just require you to do online shit. and I just don't want to do that. When I was looking at figuring out, oh my God, sorry, there's stuff going on here. There's loud noises in the next room. I apologize. And it's not the dog this time. Sorry, I lost my train of thought because I'm a little distracted by all the noises out here. Where was I? Oh, yeah. With Battlefront, one of the things that was highly disappointing is, they're like, you got to do more online. You literally can't upgrade your character unless you do it through the online stuff. As far as I know, if I'm off base here and I just missed some information, like, please let me know. But I couldn't do anything, so I paid the $20 or whatever for the like PlayStation Online service, and then instantly they just give me all this stuff. They give me all the like upgrades to like ammo or my weapons and outfits and stuff. The only thing that I have left to do is experience points, and that's frustrating because I wanted to earn those other things. If you're gonna make me do all this online stuff, then I'll take my time chipping away at like, oh, that outfit looks cool for this character. I'll save up and get for that. But when you do, like, they literally just gave me the stuff I was going to work for. It was a little frustrating. So this is Old Man Yells at Clouds. So yeah. That was my Skull and Bones rant. I want to play a game like this, but I don't want to play online. So I don't know. What do you guys think? Does this look good to you? Have you checked out any of the gameplay? Do you play online? Is there something I'm missing about, online play? Please let me know in the comments below this video. I would say the chat, but I'm going to end this stream because it's just about 6. It's a little tiny bit early today, but you're going to get more of me this week. So, yeah, anyways, all right. Well, thanks for joining me today, guys. Again, check out wilddinosaur.com for merch and all that stuff. And then, the other thing is I have a link to donate to Planned Parenthood because it's a really scary time for women and reproductive rights. And Planned Parenthood does more than, they do a lot more healthcare than you might think. So there's a link there for that. But yeah, anyways, I will see you guys tomorrow. And I don't know what we're talking about specifically, but it is day 1. Tomorrow will be day 1 of Comic-Con, so there's probably stuff to talk about. Yeah, and we will see you then.